So we have Jen Zach. I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing your name right, or if is it from Weatherlayers.
It's actually Jan Jacques, but I use a simpler version for the international audience.
Okay, and so from Weatherlayers, and I believe you're talking about STAC and COG for visualizing and web mapping with weather data. So yeah, take it away, Jean, and then I believe maybe one other talk after that before the Q&A. Okay, thanks.
Yeah, exactly. Thank you.
Hello, my name is Jan Jacques. I'm the author of Weatherlayers, and today I'm here to give you a very short talk about how Weatherlayers uses cloud-native COG and STAC technologies for weather data. Weatherlayers consist of a cloud service providing weather data pre-processed for visualization and a ready-to-use visualization layers, which can be integrated with major web map libraries. Weatherlayers aim to allow customizable client-side rendering from a single data file, so that customers can configure rendering on the client as much as possible. This means we need to preserve the original data values. Let's take GFS data source as an example. GFS with 0.25 degrees resolution consists of 1440 times 720 values worldwide. COG is perfect for storing and transmitting such data because it allows to use a floating point data type for continuous values. COG also has a built-in support for various compression methods. There is the usual deflate compression with a floating point predictor. Also, since GDAL 3.3, it's possible to use lerc compression. On front-end side, COG can be read using GeoTIFF.js library. We contributed lerc decompression to GeoTIFF.js so that now it's possible to use lerc in the whole stack between backend and frontend. There is a great blog post benchmarking various compression algorithms which I recommend you to check out. You might wonder whether it's better to use COG or ZAR for such data. Well, we are not sure yet. ZAR emerged more recently and we are definitely going to evaluate it against COG. By default, if a visualization tool doesn't know anything about the real meaning of a raster COG, it can visualize the data with a dynamic color palette. The most simple dynamic color palette is grayscale. The disadvantage of a dynamic color palette is that it provides only a limited insight into the data values because the color at a particular position is not tied to any specific value. This is especially true if the minimum and maximum values are detected from the data because it causes that the same value is rendered with a different color across multiple images. On the other hand, providing an explicit color palette is helpful for weather data because it allows highlighting important data value ranges to the user. In the temperature example, values below 0 degrees Celsius are rendered with blue colors, whereas values above 0 degrees Celsius are rendered with red colors. Finally, we can use the explicit color palette to display a legend as well. For an explicit color palette, the most lightweight format is an array of tuples of values and colors. The values designate breakpoints, and the color is linear interpolated between the breakpoints. The colors can be in either RGB or HSL color space to allow HSL color interpolation. Further improvements for consideration include a logarithm scale, which is useful for gas or particle concentrations. So now the question is where to provide the explicit color palette so that the visualizations, such as in STAC browser, can use it directly. Firstly, I should mention that there is a possibility to store a color palette into COG-TIFF itself, but this is limited to mapping discrete values only and it's not extensible. At Weatherlayers, we are testing the possibility of providing the color palette with a custom STAC extension. There are multiple public STAC proposals covering the color palettes, but they all seem to be focused on mapping discrete values, so we are not sure which of these extensions would be the best fit for visualization of continuous values. Now I ask you, if you are interested in this topic, please join the discussion in the raster extension and provide your thoughts at the link below. Thank you so much for watching. I'm looking forward to your feedback. If you are interested about more details about Weatherlayers, please visit our website, follow us on Twitter, or you can send questions or comments directly to my email. Bye!
Well, thanks a lot, Jan. That was great. Yeah, you raised a very good point there about continuous values for color lookup. So hopefully somebody that will encourage people to explore that a bit further. I'm just